Alright y'all, welcome back. You see from the title and thumbnail today what we're doing at the property. But before we do that, I want to give you guys a small update on how our watering hole is doing. If you guys haven't seen that video, go check it out. But I attempted to try to fill up this watering hole the best way I possibly could. Plans really didn't go the way I wanted them to. We didn't get a lot of water in it, but at least we got something for the day. So I kind of sat back and I thought, guys, how are we going to do this? How are we going to get water into our hole? Because honestly, we have a lot of groundwater down here, so we were having water coming in behind the liner, therefore this causing us having these bubbles, and we weren't going to get enough from the rain to fill this thing up efficiently. I reached out to my buddy Carson. He was one who came out here and cleared this 3-acre cutover for us and did an amazing job, so I knew he'd have an idea or a solution, and he did. That day we wound up getting a pump that I think was 156 gallons per minute. We had to buy like 400 and something foot of hose, but guys, we were able to run water from our swamp to a 330 gallon tank, to the truck, and all the way to pump it into the pond. Let's just roll some clips of it. Let her rip, son.
Alright, you ready?
Yep. And we got water. So now you guys know that's kind of where we're at with the watering hole, and I just let it run for about a week or so, and guys, we had so much action coming to this watering hole. Between doves, we even have raccoons drinking out of it. The deer are absolutely loving it. All the wildlife is coming together. The day before we even filled it up, I went down there and there was millions of tadpoles. All of our algae's blooming. It's established very, very well. Let's go see it for ourselves. Alright guys, so when we first walked down here, we have lost a little bit of water, but the way I'm kind of, seeing how we're losing water is really on our shelf. Designed it to where there's a little bit of a flat so the deer and all the animals can obviously, not be reaching their head over where we kind of have our dam. I want them to have a slope so they can walk down and actually access the water, just to make it a little bit easier for them until they get used to it. In some of these spots, it's only about a couple inches of water. But then it does drop down and get extremely deep to where, I can't even see the bottom in this thing. That stuff's gonna happen. We have 90-degree days out here right now, and it is absolutely cooking. But the whole point of this was, yes, we're gonna lose some water, but I think over time with our rain, whatever it loses, we're gonna get back. This is what we're looking like when you come down here. We have all of our salt rocks. The deer have been tearing those things up. We still have some salt over there, another block, and we have our actual mineral. Personally, I feel like the deer are really coming here because they have found the mineral and they're hitting it. We've had a couple of deer drink. It takes time for animals to get comfortable with something like this. We completely cleared this whole entire thing out. We have machines in here. It's definitely gonna take some time to develop, but y'all look at all these tadpoles. See them swimming in there. The water's a little murky, but guys, they're just floating all around. There's thousands of them in here. If you missed the video when we actually introduced this whole entire property, there's two beautiful swamps down there at the bottom, and while Carson and I were down there pumping water, by the way guys, I'm linking all of Carson's stuff in the description. I'm not sure if I mentioned it up there, but that is one hard working son of a gun. Anytime I need him for equipment and just his mind, he is out here helping me, and I love being surrounded by friends like that. He's just a really good friend and a super hard worker. So I'll link all of his company stuff in the description down below. Y'all go check him out. While I was down there doing the water, I saw so much life in these ponds, between fish and beavers and snakes. It is just a swamp that has really never been touched, and on both sides of my property we have two very defined creeks, and when I say creeks, it's more like a river. Some of these jokers are 10-foot wide, crystal clear water. I got a feeling anything that was established in these creeks is kind of made its way into the swamp where there's a bigger body of water, and it is just thriving, and I'm curious to find out what is living in our swamps. I love it when you guys leave comments and suggestions of what you want to see in the videos, and someone actually left one saying you should catch some bluegill throw them in the pond so you can kind of like help control the mosquito larvae. The pond is plenty deep and big enough to where I think it is gonna hold fish with absolutely no problem. And now thinking of it, the one thing I forgot to do in this video today was grab a net, because if there was any like mosquito fish down there, I wanted to grab those too. But guys, this isn't our last day out here. We'll come back and do that. I want to add some more lilies in this pond too. But between the duckweed and the tadpoles and all the other insects that are using this body of water right now, I think if we threw a couple bluegill in here, they're gonna be absolutely thriving. It's just gonna help keep this body of water as clean as we can get it. So that's what we're gonna do in the video today. So let's jump on the four-wheeler, guys, and let's go see these swamps. Guys, here shortly we are gonna do an update on the crops. I'm probably the camera's showing a little bit right now, but everything has come up amazing, and there's just a couple more steps we have to do to try to, you know, benefit the farm, but that is a whole nother video. Go ahead and move the fishing pole, because that's not gonna be a good idea. Get to these swamps, it's probably about 130-yard stretch from one of our fields. Also, I actually cleared this out. This is one of the first trails we ever did on this property. She's getting pretty overgrown, hence why we couldn't really get down here to pump the water and had to buy 400 foot of hose. But guys, we made it work, and I could not be happier. I think we got over like 1,400 gallons into the pond. We are here. Before we jump into the swamp, I want to show you guys what we're going to be using today to fish with. It is actually a new sponsor for the channel, and that is Piscifun. So this reel right here is 11 ball bearings. It's a 2,000 size reel. It's in all different types from 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. We have it paired up on a 6.6 crappie rod from Slime Cats. I've used Slime Cat rods in the past with my buddy Tim. Sent us out catfish rods, crappie rods, bass rods, and we're going to be diving into both of these companies future in some videos, but for sure this is what we're going to be using today. I think it's going to be perfect just to kind of sneak through how thick this swamp is and just throw a worm, throw a bobber, and just see what happens. This rod's got a very, very fast tip on it, so it's just that fun, you know, little ultralight rod, but it also, I've seen it handle some pretty damn big fish too. I find a spinning reel that's got 11 ball bearings. It's pretty hard to find on the market. The reel is super, super lightweight. I just love having combos like this. The design and the details, it's a pretty neat looking reel. If you guys want to check out any of the products that we're using in this video today, I'll link it down in the description. The weather's getting warm and it is fishing season. That's why I'm just itching to get out here and find out what's living in the swamp. But check out everything in the description down below. You can find those rods, you can find those reels, and let's see what they can do for us today. When I tell you I cannot wait for dove season, just coming down this trail, I probably jumped up 30 doves. They're all in the trees above me right now. I am freaking stoked. But let's grab our night crawlers, let's bait up. That's the bucket we're gonna be using today. I don't have an aerator. We'll just leave that bucket in the water. I don't know about y'all, you guys have seen me catch some pretty darn big fish, but there's something still about using a worm and a bobber and just watching that thing toad around, especially when you have no clue what's in here. And I will say, when I was pumping water the first time with the generator, we had a giant water moccasin literally swim up to the bank and come check me out. So we're definitely gonna keep our eyes peeled for that today. But all right, there's our giant bullfrog. It'll be dinner one day, pal. I swear I just saw something wake off right here. Let's give it a shot. We are extremely shallow right here, and I'm gonna try to see if we can sneak around, but you can see what I'm gonna be dealing with all day today. It is not easy getting through this swamp. I'm gonna leave the big camera. Whatever we catch, guys, we'll get some close-up shots once we start putting them in the pond. But as of right now, we're just gonna grab our bucket, worms, and rod. We're getting pretty deep with our muck boots, but I'm just trying to slide up this bank right here. This ain't terrible. At least we got some distance to cast. We were just over there. Go by these weeds real quick and see what we got. Oh, something's biting it. Come on, it's gotta be small. Whatever it was little, but we were for sure just getting a bite. Expecting bluegill, but I'm not gonna be shocked, guys, if we get some like creek chubs or, you know, anything that was living in that creek has a very good chance to be in here now. These swamps are beautiful, and we have a lot of plans this year to try to open these up and make them the ultimate duck hunting holes. I mean, I threw up a camera late season, guys, and you should have seen how many wood ducks and mallards we had through here. It was incredible. Never really took duck hunting serious, but we're gonna really get into it this year. Isn't that badass, guys? That giant old tree that's, oh, we got one. Dude, we got one. What is it? I'm stuck in this tree and it came off. You gotta be kidding me. I'm trying to show you guys the freaking tree. Wasn't paying attention. We're going back out there though. But yeah, who knows how old that tree is. Oh, I got one. I look down, I look up, and I have one. Oh, it's a bluegill. Dude, let's go. It is a baby common bluegill, probably around 3 inches. Tell you what, it'll be perfect for the pond. I'll put him in. Get some water in this joker. Guys, that is what I'm talking about. The first bluegill. Go back in the same spot. That's where we got our first bite. Once again, I look down, I look up, and the bobber's taking off. Oh, I got him. That's bigger. Dude, I think it's a pumpkin seed. It is a hybrid if I've ever seen one, but guys, he swallowed the hook. I got to back out, but buddy's probably not going to make it. Sorry, dude. He'll have a better chance being in that bigger body of water than he will that little bucket for transportation. That big old mouth, he just swallowed it down and really never took it. Oh, this grass right here is a dang honey hole. We're going to try something different. For a place like this where it's so swampy and all these overhanging trees, these fish are literally living off of stuff that's hitting the water, jumping out of their little cracks and just attacking it. So I took off the bobber. We're gonna go for more of a natural presentation. That's no problem for this rod and this reel to cast it out there. We got 6-pound test. Oh, I just had a little one right there. What is that? Oh, and he's off. What do we have here? It is a little green sunfish. Terrible for ponds, you would not want to have them, but for ours, it's gonna be darn good. Tiny little guy. I really think for my casting ability down here, it is not the best. Very limited to where I can fish down here. We gotta really come in here and clear some trails, but unless you can really maintain them, it's just pointless to do right now because the overgrowth is gonna be so fast. I'm curious to see if the second swamp looks any better. You're gonna try to get to it. Probably gonna look just as bad, but there's a chance we could have a nice spot, and if it's got some shade, boys, it's game on. We got us a pool. He's got a bite. He's got 2 little bites. Oh, I got one. What is it? Get up here. A bigger bluegill. Dude, let's go. See, it was worth the move. Just another common, but we will take it. I'm not trying to stock 10 fish today. I just want to get a couple. I feel like 6 is a good number, 5 is a good number. I don't want to crowd it, but I just wanted to show you guys that, I mean, these swamps are holding fish. And if there's bluegill, I can almost guarantee you, like I said, there's bass. I just got one, I got one. Oh, I think that was a baby bass. What was that? No. Son of a gun. That'd be so cool to have a little bass. That joker would be so aggressive. I got him, what is it? Another bluegill. We'll take him though. Up, and he's lost. That's so crazy, man. That's another bluegill, but he's got an orange belly. I mean, there's so many different species living here, and that's just so crazy to think that it's in a swamp like this, but when you've got good creeks that are flowing water like that, you will be amazed. I need to make a move here shortly and get those guys to the pond, losing oxygen pretty quick, but I thought that was a baby bass and I would love to snag him. There's no telling him, and it was just long and skinny. All right, guys, I'm making a decision. I'm gonna get these guys to the water, and then if there is a little bass swimming around, dude, like I said, I'd love to catch him. Go ahead and load these jokers up in the 4-wheeler and we will come back down. They're doing good, but even just to ride up all this bouncing, probably not gonna be the best form. Rather go now while they're still looking pretty good. Go ahead and set this in the water. I haven't felt this too, guys. This water, it's pretty cool. Even right here being like 3 inches, it is cool. And there's a baby tadpole right there. So we put the bucket in the water. We're gonna let that roll for about 10 minutes, let the fish acclimate. They're slowly letting that water in that they're not used to. But like I said, this water's a lot cooler than it is down there, shockingly. I don't know really how that is, but probably 3.5 foot in the back. So I think, guys, I really think this is gonna work out. I don't want to stock too many just in case it doesn't, but I wouldn't be attempting this if I didn't think this wasn't gonna work. I've transported a ton of fish in a lot of different locations, and I think for sure these guys are gonna be a great kickstart for it. All right, it's been about 10 minutes. Let's go ahead and grab our fish. I'm gonna pull them out one by one and show them to the camera so you guys can see what all we have caught. All right, number 1, that is just a common bluegill. Let's go ahead and get him in. See you, buddy. Right there is a little baby green sunfish. Only about 2 or so inches. Let's throw him in. See you, buddy. There's our other bluegill that's got an orange belly. That's probably our biggest one. Pretty striped, good looking bluegill. See you, buddy. And there's our 4th. He's got a little yellow belly. See you, buddy. We're gonna grab a bigger worm so we can try to throw it out there. That little bass, he'll swallow a little 4-inch worm. Let's slip back down on in here. While we're sitting here rebaiting, y'all leave some comments down below. What are some projects you want to see down here? Building a massive duck blind and, you know, clearing some stuff down. A lot of plans. Y'all let me know though. All right, let's get this worm back out there. I got it, whatever it is. Oh, it's bigger. What is it? What is it? Oh, look at the size of that bluegill. Holy crap, dude. There's some small ones, mediums, and some big ones. Look at that joker right there. He's like at 5 inches. That joker tried to pull me into the freaking log. Seeing the size of them in here and like the numbers, 'cause I ain't lying. I like to try to make this into a good little fishing hole. It'll take the man hours, but another one. You guys know I'll do it. What is it? What is it? It is a bass. Oh, it's a creek chub. These are so cool. I used to catch these when I was a kid. Look at the size of their mouths. Pretty sure that's called a bullhead creek chub. These right here thrive in creeks and rivers. Won't take a lot of these, but because they're kind of food stealers. Well, we caught our mystery fish, but I still think there's a chance that there could be some small bass in here. This log is a hot spot. I got one. Come here. What is it? Another big bluegill. Dude, let's go. I say we call it on that one. Size of our pond until we get some more food in there. I think that's a great start. Daggone handle broke, but same thing. Let's get these guys in the water for about 10 minutes. Let them do their thing. All right, another good look at this creek chub. Let's go ahead and get him in. There he goes. Another good looking bluegill. He's around 4 inches probably. See you, buddy. And last but not least, the Mondo. It's a dang good looking one right there. See you later, buddy. Guys, I'm gonna chill here for probably about another 15 minutes just to make sure we got no floaters for that second group we just put in. But I think we're looking pretty darn good. All right, we hung around a little bit longer and I'm seeing no sign that the fish are not doing really good. The water's cool, they got enough depth. I'm excited to see them eat the tadpoles and all the mosquitoes that try to land in there. I want that water to be as clean as possible. And it's shocking, just adding a little bit of fish can make the biggest difference with that. I mean, that's what those fish were already doing down there in that swamp. Anything that hits the water, those jokers are on it, especially those creek chubs. They're not really good, and those green sunfish. They're not really good to add into a pond you're trying to, you know, grow big fish. It's the complete opposite of what we're doing in our watering hole. So that is going to work out absolutely great. Guys, I'm just sitting here looking at all the crops and the power lines, and just the property has really come together. I enjoy watching how many birds are using this, and you know, seeing all the deer and all the wildlife at this farm. I just think a lot of great things are going to come from the property this year, and we're just working at it little by little to make it the best we can. So if you guys are enjoying watching me do that, please leave in the comments down below. If you want to check out those reels and those rods, I'll leave everything down in the description. Like I said, there's tons of stuff on the website, just like Tide Wheel. I was wearing their boots today, representing them too. So guys, go show them some love. I really appreciate you watching. Until next time.